All right, the Kings, they are home tonight for their last regular season game of the year. The Warriors, the possible playoff opponent. Sorry if I seem a little down. We can kind of kick this around in the pregame. We'll get into it, but regardless, it is fan appreciation night at G1. If you guys are out there, have a great time. We will break down the game tonight. Kings, Warriors. This is the pregame show on If You Don't Like That.
Audio Jungle.
All right, what's up? I am Ryan in Sacktown. Thanks for being here, and definitely one of the more interesting handles we have seen on this show. Let's see, Afghanistan, baby. Oh yeah, what's up? Sea Dog, what's going on, buddy? What a great way to show fan appreciation by sitting the most exciting players. Yeah, we're gonna dig deep into that. And guess what, everybody? Sea Dog, since Grant is in the air and traveling, he's on his way to Sacramento. So we can't wait to have him here. We're going to be doing the live shows and the meet and greets events. So that's going to be super exciting. So we're going to be handling the responsibilities. So Sea Dog will be joining me at half and on the post game tonight. Hola. What is up, MC, my man? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Hard to believe, guys. 81 in, right? We are 81 in tonight. We wrap it up. Wrap up the home portion of the schedule, Denver on Sunday. So we will get to some of that stuff today. Hey, it was nice meeting you today, too. Carve. Sorry, I don't have. Yeah, Car. You told me how to say it, and I don't remember, but it was very nice meeting you. For those that don't know, I was not messing around. You might get a knock on your door from me, delivering a T-shirt. So, and who knows? Maybe Grant will be with me now that he is in Sacramento. So, yeah, I was out. There was probably about 20 of you today. I talked to a couple. Some of you guys weren't home. But yeah, I did a little outing, and it was really nice meeting you. So, anyways, hello, Albert. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, I did. See, nice meeting you as well, Logan. Yeah, so it was fun, and that's going to continue over the next couple days. So thank you guys for your patience, and yeah, Brian, looking forward to seeing you at Bennett as well, buddy. Any t-shirts at the Bennett's events? Yes, we will have t-shirts at the Bennett's events, definitely. Cody, what's up, bud? Hope the Kings can flip the switch come game one. This will not build momentum. Okay, so we might as well get down to it right now and talk about it. And go ahead, start putting your opinions in the chat. So Mike Brown is rest. Well, yesterday, pretty much the entire roster showed up as questionable for the game tonight. It has been updated. Herter, Sabonis, and Fox are out tonight. What that means for everybody else, I'm not sure if that means Monk is going to get limited minutes. Monk's going to play. They have up until 6:30, so they would have already put in the starting five by now. We don't have access to it at the moment. But basically, Mike Brown's calling off the dogs with the Clippers in the 5 seed and the Warriors in the 6. They were watching the Grizzlies game closely. I can tell you that the score of that one, Grizzlies are in Milwaukee right now, and the score is 92-79 Grizzlies with 5:59 left in the third. So it looks like the 2 seed is definitely going to be out of play, especially with us resting the starters tonight. I guess for me, here's what bugs me. And I said this at the end of the post game show. Mike Brown all year has built this culture that it doesn't matter who's in front of us. It matters about, or what matters is what we do. And, he's not rested guys all year. Um, he's been, if anything, he's been hard on the guys a lot of times. And to have game 81, the Warriors, after you've had 2 games where you've had chances to really thank the home crowd, you had chances to clinch it home with the playoff spot. And then when you turn around against San Antonio and just blow the game, you play terrible. And the fans are like all building up, wanting to like get that moment. And tonight should have been that moment. And maybe it still will be that moment if the Kings beat the Warriors. But to sit the starters tonight, it doesn't sit well with me. It's counterintuitive to everything that they have done this year and the mindset in that locker room and how they coach. And I don't want to hear, oh, they're sitting the starters because they don't want them to get injured. Come on. It's been 80 games. They haven't gotten injured yet. So that's not it. I mean, basically what you're doing now is you're hoping the Clippers end up, maybe blowing a game or two. The Warriors beat you tonight. You're looking for the Warriors to go to 5 and the Clippers to go to 6. On the flip side, and that's likely not going to happen. And Cody, I still have your message up because I agree. It kills the momentum. On the flip side, you're letting a Warriors team likely just trample you tonight. And you're not getting a look at him. I mean, at best, if that's going to be your first round matchup, get a taste. Why would you not want to get a taste right now of what that team's going to be in the 81st game of the season instead of getting that first taste in game 1 of the playoffs and losing a game? Go out and play them. Figure out those little things. Get a feel for it. Usually the first game of every playoff series, it's kind of a feeling out process because it's a 7-game series. And you could have done that. And these teams have not played for so long. Remember, all of the meetings with the Warriors were earlier in the season. So they have not seen this version of the Warriors. And it bugs me. It really bugs me. And I don't want to rain on anybody's parade here, but I don't know. It's the first, besides leaving guys in too long, this is the first major thing that I think could backfire on the Kings. Because just as Cody said, momentum. What's going to happen in Denver? Okay. Nobody's going to play in Denver. Okay. So whether you win or you lose, there's going to be no momentum coming from that game, from the players that are going to be playing in the playoffs, getting the majority of those minutes. So it just, to me, if I'm a fan and I targeted this game and this is what I'm getting, I'm not happy. I'm pissed, to be quite frank with you. And that's just as a fan. Now, looking at it as an analyst, it's what Cody says. It's momentum. It doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. So obviously we know, because this is not this isn't a rest thing. These guys were going to rest in Denver, number one. And then number two, you get a week off. I'm going to go all Dan Hawkins rant here. You get a week off before whatever, intramurals, brother, go play intramurals. That's for all my Rome people. Anyways, you get a week off before the playoffs start. So it just, all right. I have got a lot of comments to go through right now because I just burned about 10 minutes on this. So I want to get your guys' reactions. And if you think I'm completely out of line and you see it the other way, hit me with it. I love to see the other side of what you guys are saying. Sea Dog, yes, I see what you're saying, but you're gonna be on, so I'm gonna go by that one. Happy Friday, Kevin. Let's see. JC says the other guys got to rise up to the occasion while Fox and starters get rest. Go Kings. Yeah, go Kings. They do have to rise up. I mean, but what are they rising up for? You know, I mean, the Kings are the 3 seed. That's not changing. Are they rising up just to get some run? Because the majority of the guys playing tonight are not going, or the guys that are going to get the majority of the minutes tonight are not going to be playing a ton of minutes in the playoffs. That is assuming that Coach Brown goes really light on Monk, Lyles, etc. Let's see. Let's get to my boy that I met today. I don't like resting the players, but business is business. Forget the fans, right? No, see, that's okay. So that's bullshit to me. That's complete bullshit to me. I'm not saying bullshit to you. It, it's been all about the fans this year, right? Mike Brown has almost every press conference, we want to do this for the fans. The fans deserve better, And what stings is if this was something that was consistent, if we were doing what the Clippers were doing, if we were doing what the Warriors have done for most of the season, resting players regularly, rest or load management, whatever. We haven't. That's been our calling card, right? You get to game 81 of the year when you can sit there and look every other team in the eye and say, we don't do that. What the hell did you do tonight? And don't tell me that if they would have done it on Sunday against Denver, it's the same argument. It's not. Both teams are already set in their seeding, And on top of that, we're not going to see Denver in the first round. It's very likely we see the Warriors in the first round. So going back to Cody's point, could this build momentum for the Warriors? We haven't even talked about that. So getting back to the fan point, this is not about the fans. I'm sorry, it is about the fans. Don't bring the fans into it and then do something like this tonight. I would love to be a fly on the wall and see what De'Aaron Fox thinks about this. See what Sabonis thinks about this. See what Herter thinks about this. I know Herter was on with Dave this morning. I don't know if Dave asked him any questions about it. If he did, you guys can, if you heard it, go ahead and put it in the chat. But I can't think that they are happy about this. So anyways, sorry, another tangent. You guys are just getting 25 minutes of rants here. Let's see. The team needs, okay, so here we go. The team needs rest and it will pay off. So Kevin, let me ask you this. Is 8 days of rest not enough? When was the last time the Kings had 8 days of rest? At least 8 days of rest. I don't know. So, preach. Thank you guys. Let's see. There's no reasonable explanation. Well, there is. I mean, the reasonable explanation is they're locked into their seating, right? Is this different? Okay, so let me ask this question. If this game is at home against Portland and it's the Kings' last game, is it any different if Mike Brown did the same thing? Are we looking at it differently? I might be looking at it differently, to be honest with you, just because of what I said about the Denver game. Because Portland's out of it. But you're playing a team, and granted, Mike Brown knows the team that the Kings are playing tonight very well. Very, very well. But you're playing the team that you're most likely going to be locking up with in the first round. So that's where it's different to me. This is a game that matters. So the boss is here. I hope I don't get in trouble. Grant says watching from the plains. Spot on, buddy. Thanks, Grant. Sorry, I just it's how I feel. I don't like it. Let's see. Brian says agreed, Ryan. Plus you'll likely play the Warriors. Kings haven't done well against them. Kings need to make a statement. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And again, I go back to, even if they lost tonight with everybody going, they at least got a taste of them. And, maybe there's a small adjustment that can be made. Maybe Sabonis notices something that Draymond does that he can pick up on for the next game. Like all those things that typically happen in games 1, 2 of the playoffs, that could have happened tonight, because this is the team you're likely playing. You're going to see him again in 8 or 9 days, whether it's the 15th or the 16th. So, anyways, let's see. The Kings are not playing any starters. Oh my God, I really wanted to beat the Warriors. Okay, well, I don't want to rain on everybody's parade and say the Kings are going to lose. Okay, the Kings very well could win this game. The Warriors are an awful road team. Awful, awful, awful. So that is not out of the realm of possibilities, especially with the way the Kings play. I mean, this team is very good. I mean, certainly Sabonis and Fox make the engine go, but this team is still very solid. And, we're going to see some guys that have been waiting to get opportunities, and who knows what they're going to do. So the Kings could win. Yes, they do, Jeff. The Warriors want the Kings, but the Warriors, let's see, but the Warriors in the play-in, what? Warriors want the Kings. Oh, put the Warriors in the play-in. Well, the Warriors have earned the right to be where they're at right now. So, and I don't know that they would drop to the play-in. Maybe. Because they still have another game as well. I believe they play Portland. Have fun at the game tonight. Have fun. Grant, everybody's saying you're awesome. There's MC. I wish I could welcome you back to the 916. You will get your chance, MC, once once Grant gets back and we announce the dates and such. And speaking of which, I know one of the places Grant's going to be running right when he gets to town. Bennett's. They are one of the sponsors of the show that you hear us talk about all the time, and quite honestly, one of my favorite places in Sacramento to dine. They have locations in Roseville, Sacramento off of Howe and Fair Oaks, and a third location soon to come in Rockland in the Blue Oaks Town Center. When we go to Bennett's, the food is so good. My wife and I usually split two things. We split like the red fish that comes with the sauteed spinach, and then usually we get one of their prime steaks. And you just can't beat it. Portion sizes are awesome. Not to mention, they've got great specials. They have Sunday brunch with a mimosa special, Sunday prime rib. Go check them out. Brian Bennett, huge supporter of the show, huge Kings fan. Tell them Grant and Ryan sent you. And like Grant said, likely an event for us to all get together at Bennett. So go check them out at your next convenience. Bennett's, Roseville, Sacramento, and soon to come in Rockland. All right. So I have done a lot of ranting and venting tonight, and I want to get some more of your guys' thoughts in here. And Guerrero's going to stick by the rest. Kings needed to rest the starters to prepare for the playoffs. Anyway, Grizzlies are up big against the Bucks. Starters is also the Bucks are resting their starters, but the Bucks aren't the Kings. Okay, let's just put it that way. Number one. Number two, again, I have to say, I think 8 days of rest is more than enough. And I think if you calculate it, it's 8 days. It's 7 or 8 days, depending on when the Kings play. That's more rest than they've had since the All-Star break. And remember, Fox All-Star, so he was there. Sabonis All-Star. Herter was there for the three-point contest. Keegan, 4 of our starters were involved in that weekend. So I don't know. I stand by what I said. It's unfortunate for the fans. And we're not going to sit here and be hypocrites about load management. I've made it very, very clear. I do not care for it. It's a problem in the NBA. Grant has done the same. And tonight in this game, that's what this is. This is load management. This isn't okay. It's time to just coast into the playoffs. No, like with the Warriors coming to town and what's on the line, I just don't like it. I don't like it for the team, and I don't like it for the fans. So that's just how I see it. Anybody else at the game tonight? I wonder what the atmosphere is like. I'm looking up. Ryno looks like it's about half full right now as we get closer and closer to tip off. Just a reminder, Connor Sea Dog 25. He's going to join me for the halftime and post game show tonight, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I look at him; he's like our Woj and Brian Windhorst and Adam Schefter all mixed into one. Just a wealth of knowledge. So can't wait to have him with us tonight. Roberto, he trusts Coach Brown. He knows how much his players need rest. Well, Roberto, I guess my only question for you is, has Sabonis needed rest like this before game 81? Not that Sabonis has missed one game or 2 games, excuse me. He missed one when he was sick and one when he hurt his thumb. So I think Sabonis has been he's been a machine. He's been a double-double, triple-double machine. So I don't, yeah, he knows his players, but I don't think all of a sudden at game 81, it's like, I know him. He needs some rest tonight. This game, like 50, game 62, okay, maybe. But now game 81, no, 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 no. Edward, the Kings practice every day off when they don't have a game. They need a break. No, they don't. So, okay, I was in that same mindset. As the season goes on, if they are together for a practice, it is usually light shooting, some walkthroughs. It is not scrimmaging like it would be in training camp or at the beginning of the season. Also, when they've had multiple games, then they've had stretches of 4 games and 5 nights, yada yada yada. Then they would get usually a day off of nothing. Remember, we went through that. I forget the end of the stretch. Oh, the Boston game. After the Kings had come off the road, they had a back-to-back with Boston on that second night, and they were just exhausted, and they just needed to go home and get some rest. Grant and I talked about it, and they came out, and they looked like an entirely different team when they came out that next Thursday. So let's get to this one. Just because he hasn't needed rest doesn't mean he hasn't been banged up. What are you talking about? Well, we're talking about two different things. Okay. Well, I'm not Sabonis. I'm not Mike Brown. Okay. I am strictly going off of the sample size and the patterns of how Mike Brown plays Sabonis. Okay. So if he's been banged up, he's played through it and been absolutely fine. So now we're at game 81. You're telling me one extra game is going to make that difference? And even one extra game of rest, is that going to make that much a difference? I mean, I don't think so. Philip, do you think our defense will cause a problem in these playoffs? It keeps showing up big in these games. It could. I mean, the Kings on the road, they are the 9th ranked defense, so possibly. But the Kings defense is very, very poor. At home, they're 29th, so they could surprise us. Who knows? It's really going to do with the matchups, though. That is, if they get a favorable matchup, then the defense may look better than it actually is, or than we actually are. If they get bad matchups, then it may look even worse than it normally is. Let's see. You said they have 8 days. they can easily give them a day off or two and still have plenty of time to practice and prepare. Yeah, no, what I'm saying, yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is they basically have a week. I'm adding an extra day because nobody's going to play in, or most of the guys that play the majority of the minutes that will be in the rotation come the playoffs are not playing a minute tomorrow or on Sunday in Denver. So that's why I'm adding that extra day. So yeah, they'll have time off and they'll still practice, but practice is different. This is more about getting a taste of the Warriors at full strength in a game that actually matters. Remember, this game really matters for the Warriors. So they're going to bring their A game, and that's what they would do in the playoffs. So you're missing an opportunity to get a taste of that before the playoffs. And then the second thing is the fans. The fans, the fans, the fans. Let's see. Go back to Guerrero. Mike Brown wants to see who can get more playing time when it comes to the playoffs, Warriors and or playoffs versus Warriors and Nuggets. Alex Len effect has been working out perfectly so far. Guerrero, I do agree with you, but I truly think that rotation is set. Um, I would be there. There's chatter that Metu may get thrown back into it. I'm not so sure about that. But Lynn has been excellent. And when I say excellent, think about a guy that's not played pretty much the entire season. Comes in, sure. Was there a little bit of, clumsiness, getting used to the way the guys play? Because he's not as athletic as a lot of the other guys, but he brings things that some of the other guys don't do. Like he sets great screens. So for him, it's a matter of timing, spacing, getting used to, what spots to be in at the right time, getting used to knowing what spots Fox likes, etc. So, yeah, maybe somebody emerges and gets, or Mike Brown wants to see how somebody could play as a, fill in for a minute or two if there's foul trouble or there's a specific time in the game where he wants a matchup with somebody that from the Kings doesn't play very much. That could be possible. But, Lynn has been great. So I'm with you on that. And I think he's going to be the big man or the backup big man going into the playoffs. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Either way, that's right. Let's not lose sight of that. Let's not lose sight. They are the Pacific Division champions, and we are in the playoffs. So that, at the end of the day, is most important. So, anyways, all right, guys. This is gonna be fun, really quick. Why don't you shoot me some scores? What do you think the final score is going to be tonight? And I will throw those up. I will tell you the scores of the first two games against the Warriors. The first game, the Warriors won by 5 points, 130, 125. Second was the Warriors, 116, 113. And in their last meeting, the Kings won 122, 115. So let me know if you got any score predictions. Connor and I will give ours at halftime. They are doing the crossover right now, so the game's going to be getting ready to start. Golden One looks it looks pretty empty right now for this close to tip off. The lower bowl, from what I can see, it's scattered. So hopefully the fans show up in full force and root on the guys that will be on the floor. All right, Cody, he's got Golden State 137, 118. Roberto, he has, you got jumped really quick. Roberto has 123, 120 Kings beam team. He's taking the Kings tonight. All right. My man Carf, he's got the Kings 130 or Warriors 133, 103. Logan, Carf and Logan, nice meeting you guys today, by the way. So, that was really cool. He's got 115, 108. MC is going. So we got some Kings wins here. 118, 112 Kings. Yeah. Wouldn't that be a heck of a win if they pulled that off tonight? with the guys that are not playing. That would be impressive. That would be really impressive. Drought, 16 years. Has Kings 116, 109. All right. Very good. Well, hey, don't forget, do some housekeeping. Connor and I, we will be back at halftime, and we will also be back post game. I appreciate all of you so much for tuning in. And most importantly, Grant is in the air and on his way to Sacramento. So he will be here for the playoffs. If you missed the last couple of shows, it's going to be really exciting. We're going to be doing some cool stuff. He's going to be doing the show on location at some different various locations here in Sacramento. So you can come out, see the show, see him, hang out, and we can't wait for it. And we can't wait for tip-off getting ready to start right now. We'll see you back at halftime. I'm Ryan in Sacktown. Thank you